Hi everyone, Heather here with astrologywithheather.com, and I am back with another weekly forecast. And this one is for Monday, August 24th, all the way through to Sunday, August 30th of 2020. And this week is kicking us off into a period that's going to last all the way through to January, or through the end of January of 2021, where we will have Mars squaring Saturn. And although the energy in January is going to be a little bit different because Mars will have shifted into a new sign in Taurus, Saturn will be in Aquarius, it's still going to bring up some of that frustrated energy, and it's going to be kind of like a grand finale to what it is that we're starting to experience right now in a lot of ways. And so let's kind of get into this, because this is a big energy this week, and it's going to be sticking with us for quite some time. So on Monday, right out the gate, we have Mars coming into its exact square with Saturn for the first time of 3 times, and it's going to be occurring 3 times because Mars will be stationing to go retrograde on September 9th. And this is actually going to strengthen the energy of Mars, because Mars, when it is in retrograde, it's brighter, it's closer to the Earth, even though it functions differently and it functions in a way that's a little bit more challenging and problematic sometimes. It still is a stronger energy. And so all things martial become much more predominant. And by martial, I mean things that are ruled by Mars. When you think of the word martial, you think of things like war, right? And like military. Those things are ruled by Mars, and issues pertaining to those topics can actually be amped up or become more predominant in the forefront of our lives, or on a collective level, that can be the case as well. But this is also a time where action and willpower and our need to really express ourselves by doing things out in the world can really become a source of extra attention, but also a source of frustration because of this Saturn energy. And that's really what we're going to be getting into this week. And so Mars is already starting to become much stronger in the skies. It's slowing down. It's about to station. We're in the Mars retrograde shadow, and we're going to have these 3 passes of Mars square Saturn. And what's particularly challenging about this, especially through the start of November, is that Mars is going to stay in a square with Saturn very closely. Mars square Saturn this week, and then we actually have Mars stationing retrograde about 2 weeks out from this week on September 9th. And it's going to be stationing to go retrograde still in a close square with Saturn, along with the rest of that Capricorn energy with Pluto and Jupiter, which we've talked about quite a bit. And I talked about more in detail in terms of how that's going to affect everyone for the next few months in my Mars and Aries forecast for the entire 6th month of Mars and Aries. And so if you haven't already checked out that video, I highly recommend you do so. There's a lot of really great information in there that's going to help you get through these next few months and all of the really crazy energies that are coming this fall. I want everybody to be prepared. I want everybody to be forewarned and forearmed. It doesn't mean that anything super devastating is going to happen on an individual level, but it will bring frustration. It will bring the need to change and transform something. And it will bring the need to revisit and reevaluate and to redo some things. We have to restructure. We have to relaunch some stuff that maybe we previously started and that might be starting to fizzle out or has already fizzled out. We might have to kind of go back and retrace our steps, and to create a new plan of action and to start taking action in new ways towards projects and activities and events that we've already initiated in the past. And so definitely go back and check out that video. And that's something that we're starting to think about right now. You know, what are we going to be working with this Mars retrograde energy with Mars and Aries? And so the first Mars square to Saturn is actually going to give us an idea of what we're going to be dealing with really through the end of October. It's starting now. That initial frustration begins now. It probably has already started in a lot of people's lives prior to even watching this video, because this is something that has already begun. It doesn't just last during the one day that it's exact. It lasts for quite some time, especially when we have planets that are in shadow, that are stationary, that are moving very slowly. This is going to be something that's going to take some time, some dedication, some endurance to work through and to really to work with in a very a more positive way, because it will bring challenges, right? It will bring challenges. It will bring frustrations. That's kind of the key word for Mars square Saturn: delays and frustrations. It's kind of like a hurry up and wait energy, where it's you want to jump in, you want to initiate something, you want to start doing something right now. You know what action you needed to take, or at least you feel like you know what action you need to take, but there's something preventing you from doing so. Last week I talked about not procrastinating because we needed to get something going. This week there might be roadblocks to those things that we initiated. This is going to show us where we're going to have to put an extra effort. This is going to show us where we're going to have to be patient. This is going to show us where we will have to learn to endure these challenges and work through these challenges and overcome these hardships in small increments over the next few months, especially throughout the entire fall season. So this is a big deal and a big energy. And speaking of the fall season, I just wanted to mention that my fall electional astrology guide is now available for immediate use, immediate download to help you plan for success this fall. Electional astrology is the art of choosing the best timing for everything that you want to initiate and accomplish. And this is going to be especially important this fall. I really want everyone to be able to work with the good periods, because there are some periods that are going to be more useful than others. And I think that's important to understand. October in particular is going to be a little bit dicey. And so if there are things that you want to get moving on this month, even this week, you can still have some windows. Next week is a little bit better. But there are some windows of opportunity in September, even with the Mars retrograde, to work with the energy. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. But this is kind of like a hurry up and wait energy, where we're constantly bumping up against delays, hardships, frustrations, this need to endure, this need to stick it out, because we can tell that this is going somewhere. We can tell that the act of will that we want to engage with, the things that we want to take action on, the things that we feel passionate about, there's something behind it, right? There's a reason that we're feeling fired up. There's a reason that we're feeling passionate. There's a reason that we feel this urge to jump in and to start something. However, maybe we don't have the right framework. Maybe we're not going about it the right way. Maybe it's worth it to kind of take a step back and reevaluate our framework in some way. Maybe we literally just have to, because we have people from the outside. We have regulators and bosses and authority figures that are telling us stop. And I think that nowadays, more than ever, that's going to be true for a lot of people. And in the summer, more than ever, that's going to be true for a lot of people. It's like we know we have a great idea, and we just need to have the opportunity to be allowed to have the freedom to actually express that idea and create something out of it through our actions. And it is going to be frustrating. I'm not going to deny that. Like, this is going to be a hard time, a challenging time for a lot of people. However, if you put in small, measured efforts every single day, think about one small thing that you can do every single day now through the end of the year to reach your long-term goals and plans, to accomplish whatever it is that you're setting out to accomplish. If you can think about that and start doing it now, whether it's a new exercise routine to get healthy, whether it's a plan to launch something important for your business or restructure your business in some way, regardless of what it is that you're trying to do, create a plan and don't try to do it all at once. Do not rush. I can't stress that enough. If you rush, if you try to push it, you're going to end up so angry, so frustrated, and just feeling, that can lead to feelings of hopelessness. That can lead you to burn yourself out, to not have the energy to keep going. This is a marathon, you guys. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So think about it in that way. And you'll be a lot better off for it, I would say. And so the key dates here in the next few months, because I do want to mention that, because this isn't just a 1 week energy. This isn't just a 1 day energy. This is lingering, right? This is lingering. You're going to be feeling this frustrated energy the most now. It's building as you're watching this over the weekend. It's probably bringing up some frustrations. I know as I'm recording this, same's been going on for me, the way that it's been hitting my chart. So I think there's nobody who's going to be immune to this. It's just a matter of what you do with it and how you focus on it and how you frame it in terms of your perception. You can't let it get to you. You have to just know that this is going to be a thing. But this week is very strong in this energy, this hurry up and wait energy. The following week, or actually 2 weeks from this week, so September 9th, really that entire week, and the week before and the week after Mars stations. So really now through the third week of September, it's very, very strong. But actually, you know what? Really all of September, because then we have Mars squaring Saturn exact, because Mars goes retrograde on September 29th. And then that lasts at least for the first couple of weeks of October, really till the end of October. This is very strong. We'll have Mars coming in and squaring Pluto and Jupiter, and all of these, things are going to be highlighted, especially in October, by the sun being in the sign of Libra. That's going to make things extra challenging and extra intense. So, even though it might seem like there's some frustrations in September and it's going to take more time, I don't think that you should give up. I think you should continue to persevere, continue to practice self-discipline, continue to push through, and to just, give yourself some space, do some breathing exercises, calm the adrenals, calm your mind and body down, and then keep going, right? Take breaks when you need to. Don't overdo it. This is a time where we can get burnt out and completely lose our energy, but make sure that you're persistent and that you're continuing with this, because October is going to be a little bit more challenging, I would say. So you want to get as much done as you can prior to that point, even if it's going to take extra work. And then, pretty much through November, December, that Mars-Saturn energy lets up until December, January, but then it's a little bit different. And this is where our frustrations are probably going to be released. There's going to be a lot of people making some very radical, very strange changes all of a sudden, because they can't handle it anymore. They can't take it anymore. A lot of rebellious energy coming up in January. So it's a little bit different in the way that it's manifesting because of the change in signs, and because we're also going to have Mars in a conjunction with Uranus, which is a very explosive, very quick to change sort of energy, even with that Saturn, and almost like overpowers it in some way, or causes us to make some changes that might actually produce long-term difficulties. But that's, in January. I just wanted to kind of let you know, with the trajectory of this specific aspect and energy, where we're starting from and where it's sort of going. So that's what we're working with there. And then we do need to get into the forecast for all 12 signs. Before we do, I just have one more quick announcement. My house rulerships course is moving forward. We're learning, and you can join in at any time and start to learn at your own pace. It's a 4-week course, but the first week is already available. The second week will be released this week, and so you can get caught up really easily and join in on the fun. We're learning all about house rulerships, so you can understand some of the most important energies in your own chart, some of the most accurate and detailed interpretive and predictive techniques in astrology utilize house rulerships. It's kind of eerie sometimes, the way that this is so specific, and we're going to be getting into some of those very specific, very strange examples as we move through the course. And so I highly recommend, if you're interested in learning more, check it out down in the link down in the description of this video. And let's get into the 12 sign forecast here. All right, and so first, of course, we have Aries and Aries rising. And so for Aries, this energy is, of course, impacting you a little bit more strongly than some of the other signs. All of the cardinal signs are going to be impacted much more heavily by this energy. I mean, it's just the way that it's going to be. It's the way that it's been all year. I'm sorry to have to deliver that news. I have a lot of cardinal energy too, you guys. This is hitting my moon. We have some construction going on in our home, and lots of noise, lots of delays, lots of frustrating things going on, right? And so I'm not immune to this any more than you guys are. But this energy here is going to be impacting the cardinal signs more so than a lot of the other signs, and that includes Aries. And so for Aries people, especially if you have your sun, moon, or rising anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees, you're going to be feeling all of these energies the most, because you still have these squares going on to Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter in your 10th house of career and public reputation. And Mars is going to be right on your ascendant, right there. And so this is going to be a time where you're going to feel really fired up. You're going to feel like, I need to do something. And there could literally be people in positions of authority that are preventing you from doing that. You might need to work very hard on releasing your connections to people in positions of authority, or restructuring your work or your career path in some way, so that way you have more freedom to act on your own volition, to do the things that you're truly and deeply passionate about. This is about you starting something new that is connected with your path, your goals in life, your self-interest, something that is self-motivated, where you feel this fire intensely on the inside and you need to do it. You do need to do it. It's just that you can't neglect your current responsibilities in order to do so. So there's going to be something there where you have to work on transforming, letting go of oppressive energies. Maybe it's from authority figures. Maybe it's from your work. Maybe it's from, maybe there's another source there that's going on that it is more applicable to your individual chart. But whatever it is that's going on that feels oppressive and feels like very heavy and feels like it's just restricting you and you're being put in a cage, this is something that you're going to have to work on slowly. You're not going to be able to break out of it right this second. And it's going to be very apparent what challenges you're going to be facing on a personal level this week. And that's actually going to last really through at least October. So you want to make sure that you're paying close attention and you're starting to create a plan. This isn't a time to just jump in and do something. This is a time to create a plan of action and to take those small steps every single day to get there. It could be that you want to create a new career path for yourself or start a business. Absolutely great idea, but it's not the time to just jump in and initiate. It's time to really get your ducks in a row first. All right. And then for Taurus and for Taurus rising. So for you guys, and you guys keep getting mad that I'm saying you guys. It's a bad habit. I'm trying. All of you, everyone who is a Taurus, you Tauruses, it would be weird, right, if I was saying you ladies. So I understand that it's weird that I'm saying you guys. It is a bad habit. So all of my Taurus people out there, Taurus and Taurus rising, you are all going to be experiencing this frustration more internally. This is the time where I've had actually a lot of Taurus people and Taurus rising in particular people mention that they've been having really disrupted sleep or issues where they're just super restless at night and they're waking up, they're having nightmares, night terrors, those types of things. And this is a time where that absolutely can be the case. I would say that over the next few months, that's something that you're going to have to address and look at. There's something going on subconsciously that demands your attention and demands your action. And it's not going to be resolved all at once, but it's there, right? And so looking at that through meditation, through visualization, through dream work, through whatever means you can. This is also something that might demand your attention behind the scenes, or there could be something that you're doing or taking action on in secret this week, and it's not going to come to fruition completely all at once. So it's going to take some time to really work through whatever it is that you're doing behind the scenes and in secret. And so that could be part of this too. But for the most part, as I've mentioned many, many times, this energy for Taurus is a lot easier than it is for some of the other signs, especially the cardinal signs. The fixed signs there's Uranus in your sign, and that's going to heat up in January. But until that point, you're really working on restructuring your belief system, the way that you view the world, especially right now with, the planets in retrograde in your 9th house. It's more about an internalization. It's more about your beliefs about God, the universe, the world around you, and how that frames your reality, as opposed to external manifestations, which would have to do more with actual educational pursuits or going off and traveling, that type of thing, connecting with people in foreign lands if you're not able to travel. Although there could be an opportunity that comes up for you this week, and the source of frustration could actually be that you're not physically able to do it. And obviously there's a lot of reasons why that might be in the current state of our world, where there could be an opportunity where you could have gone and connected with somebody at a distance, but you're just not able to make it happen. Or you're wanting to do a new educational pursuit, but you're just not able to make it happen yet. You're going to have to be persistent. You're going to have to plan. You're going to have to really work for it if that's something that you're wanting to accomplish. All right. And then for Gemini and for Gemini rising. So for Geminis, you Geminis, you Geminis are going to have Mars in your 11th house. Things could be really heating up in your social circle. I've mentioned time and time again for this Mars and Aries period, get off of social media if you are a Gemini. Same thing for Sagittarius, but really Gemini is like a big thing because this Mars is happening in your 11th house, and that rules social networks. You might have a lot of fighting, a lot of arguments, a lot of disputes, and that's going to really sap your energy and take it away from accomplishing what you want to accomplish or what you need to accomplish during this period. So unnecessary fights, unnecessary bickering amongst friends and amongst groups and organizations that you're a part of, that is really going to sap your energy. What you're really working on here is creating the right network or connecting with the right people in order to advance your financial goals or to make the right investments or to really do something that's going to help you to heal past anxieties, past traumas, energies that no longer serve you, especially abuse and fear and things that you're holding on to psychologically from your past experience. This is a time where you can really work on some incredible healing. This would be a really great time for group work around healing. So joining that group or that therapy group, right? Or that club or that organization, that shamanic group or whatever it is that you want to do, that's going to help you get in there, and it's going to help you to heal your fears. It's going to help you to release the things that internally are controlling you. But this is also a good time for a support group or reaching out to your networks to find somebody who can help you with a financial problem that you might have, or to help you to find somebody that can help you with your will or with something involving somebody else's inheritance, that type of thing. So those things can be a prominent energy too. And this could be actually a time where you're thinking about crowdfunding something. If that is the case, know that yes, you can do this. It's going to take way more time though. It's not going to be an instantaneous, it's delayed gratification. It's not going to produce instantaneous results. All right. And for Cancer and for Cancer rising. So for Cancers, this is happening in your 10th house, which is the house of career and public reputation. There could be something that you're really wanting to initiate, you're really wanting to engage with, you're really wanting to push forward with, involving career goals and plans for the future. And there could be issues on a personal level, on a professional level, where there are arguments and disputes and power struggles that are coming from above. And there could definitely be interpersonal issues. If you're somebody who's been working really hard on recovering or transforming your relationships, deepening your intimacy, and creating a better foundation for the future in your relationships, this is a time where that effort could be undermined in some way, or new challenges could present themselves that you might need to engage with and work on at least over the next few months. And so this is an energy that might come back around that you might have to deal with over and over again, at least until October, November. So this is a time to start getting a plan in order. If you're having, marital issues, this is a time to maybe seek out a therapist or to get some sort of plan in order, so that way you are more easily able to engage with the work that you need to be doing out in the world to achieve and accomplish your career goals and plans, and to act on your own volition. If there's issues interpersonally in the workplace or with people in positions of authority or with business partners or coworkers of some kind, now's a time to start addressing it. Maybe bring in a third party, bring in somebody that can help you to mitigate this energy and to work through whatever conflict is going on here, or create a plan that will help you to restructure the way that you're going about your work or your business, so that way it can work better for everybody, all parties who are concerned with this endeavor into the future. All right, and then for Leo and for Leo rising. So for Leos, this is happening in your 9th house. So this is actually not so bad for Leos. A lot of the fixed signs are getting the easier end of a lot of this. Yeah, of course, you have Uranus in your 10th house, so you're dealing with that, right? Some changes in your career path or frustrations or this need to change something with your work. However, this Mars energy is really going to be helping you to tap into your internal strength and power. It's really going to help you to take action on whatever it is you need to take action on. Very much so. It's going to ignite your passions, ignite your fire, and it's going to give you a sense of direction. It's going to give you a sense of motivation. It's going to cause you to be able to actually do the things that you really want to do because they align with your integrity. They align with your sense of adventure. They align with your big optimistic goals and plans. And so now's the time, yes, you can start taking action. However, there are things going on a day-to-day level when it comes to your day-to-day work routines, when it comes to your day-to-day business interactions, when it comes to your relationships with your coworkers, even sometimes when it comes to your health, depending on where you're at with that are going to prevent you from moving forward as quickly as you might want to. And so it could be that you're too busy to engage in that new educational pursuit. You're too busy to launch that new course that you want to create. You're too busy to go on that adventure. You're too busy to do the things that you feel so motivated to do. It's like every time you think that you've made the time and you want to go out there and do it, something comes in on like sort of a mundane day-to-day level. And it's just like, no, you have to do this instead. Now I have to take care of this mess. Now I have to work on this thing. So now's the time to restructure your day-to-day activities, to restructure your workload, to restructure your relationship with your coworkers, to delegate, to work very slowly on delegating and making sure that you're very intentional with it, because this could go awry. If you're not deliberate and you're not intentional and you're just rushing in and trying to get someone to help you, but delegating tasks, that's a really big thing for Leos right now. So delegating to people that you employ, delegating to other people in your household, delegating to friends and family members or people who just might be willing to show up in service to help you in some way. That's going to be a big thing to help you to not get burnt out, and also just make sure you're taking good care of your health. Now's the time to slowly integrate new health routines that are going to be very transformative. This is a good time for detox for Leos in particular, but don't try to do it all at once. That's going to leave you depleted. That's going to cause more issues and more trouble than it's worth. Make sure that you're taking your time and you're doing it very deliberately, very intentionally, more gently over time instead of doing it all at once if you are integrating these new health routines. For Virgo and for Virgo rising. So for Virgos, let's see here. So for Virgos, this is happening in your 8th house. The 8th house is the house of debt, joint finances, other people's money. There could be something that it feels like you have to take action on it right now. You have to resolve it right now involving debt, joint finances, or other people's money. You could be wanting to take out a loan and you're not quite able to do it just yet, or there's something that you have to do that causes you to put in extra work or jump through some extra hoops to make it happen. There could be a pressing issue involving your partner's resources that feels like you have to address it right now, and it's putting a damper on your ability to experience joy, or it's putting a damper maybe on your sex life or your romantic life with your partner. If that is the case, just know that this isn't going to be resolved right this second. This is going to be a stressor. This is going to be something that is going to be maybe more beyond your control than you would like to admit, and you're going to have to just kick back, surrender, allow things to unfold as they will, but continually make those small efforts every single day to reach those long-term goals and plans financially, and of course in partnership and in romance too, if that's a part of this energy for you. This is also a time where a big fear might come up for you, like a big fear or a big anxiety tied to a past experience that just bubbles up and starts controlling your behavior. If that is the case and you're being ruled by your fears, it's going to be very apparent, and you're going to have some issues or delays or blockages that come up in your plans that it'll just be apparent that this needs to be addressed. So this is a good time to engage in some sort of psychotherapy or in some sort of healing work, some sort of inner healing where you're healing from the inside out, like on a psychological and emotional level. All right, and for Libra rising. So for Libras, this Mars energy is hitting you a little bit harder, as it will for all the cardinal signs of which I've mentioned, throughout these videos. For Mars, it's actually in your 7th house. And so this could be a time where there's an argument or a dispute or some sort of frustration or anger that comes up in your relationship with your partner. Yes, this could be, a sexual energy. This could be like reigniting your passions or causing you to feel more attracted in partnership to somebody. However, if that is the case, it's almost like there's a blockage or it's like a frustrated energy. So, this could be a lot of Libras in partnership right now who are very sexually frustrated, just to kind of put it bluntly. And there's something going on behind the scenes, maybe in your home or in your home environment, something going on that is kind of putting a damper on that, right? It's causing things to not heat up in the way that you might want it to. And if they are heating up, it's kind of like there's a lot of arguments and disputes and disagreements and maybe even a separation with somebody. If there is a separation, it might come back around and it might take a lot longer for you to get over it and resolve it. So that is something to kind of make note of. It's something that's going to be in your life for a couple of months. But this could be part of that energy. The other thing too is that there could be a need to sever a contract, or there could be a dispute or disagreement around some sort of contract or negotiation involving your home, your family, or some sort of property venture. And so if that is the case, just know that it's important not to lash out. It's important not to get too frustrated. You're going to need to surrender. You're going to need to just be patient and understand that this will not be resolved today. This will not be resolved tomorrow. It's going to take some time and some effort, and you're going to have to go back and forth with it and be patient. And it's going to require a certain level of endurance. For Scorpio and for Scorpio rising, this energy with Mars is happening in your 6th house, which is the house of work, health, and daily routines. There could be a source of frustration where it's like you want to push forward with something, you want to initiate something with your work and with your daily habits, or creating some sort of new routine with your health or something along those lines. Or with your work, you could be restructuring your work in some way. You could be restructuring your workplace, or maybe doing some sort of renovation on your workplace where it's like you want it to happen right now. You want it to move forward right away, but it's taking some time and it's not going to really manifest as quickly as you might want it to. The other thing that could happen is there could be arguments, disputes, disagreements, or some sort of separation involving employees if you're somebody who hires people or is in a management position, or coworkers. And so there could be something that demands your attention and you're like, I want to address this right now. But there could be conflicts in communication, delays in communication, delays in really working things out. It's kind of like you're really wanting to get something going this week, but you're just, that you can't do it, or you're feeling pressured to do it and you don't have the energy, or you're procrastinating. You can't just get yourself motivated to do it, and it just fizzles out, or it doesn't quite happen as quickly as you might want it to. So just know that that's going to be something that whatever topic comes up, whatever specific theme comes up around this, it's something that is going to linger, and you're going to have to come back to it and slowly work on it over the next couple of months. It's not something that's just going to, go away right away. All right, and then for Sagittarius and for Sagittarius rising, this energy is a little better for Sagittarius. All the fire signs are getting it a little easier when it comes to Mars, and Mars always does well with the fire signs anyway, with the exception of Aries right now. Aries, of course, is part of that square. Mars is in Aries, but with Sagittarius and with Leo, you guys are going to just feel mostly more motivated, more optimistic, more activated. You're going to feel like you want to take action on something, and you're going to have the energy and the motivation to do it. And this for Sagittarius is about taking action on things that you're passionate about, things that you love. This could amp things up for you romantically. This could be a really great time to go on a date, or to go and start working on finding somebody, right? You could find somebody in partnership. It's gonna be a slow ride, and it might be a little bit of a bumpy ride if you are engaging in a new love affair, relationship, that type of thing. However, it is something that if you kind of work at it slowly, if you don't take things too fast, it might endure, and it might actually last beyond this time period. So you're gonna have to take more time to create that foundation. You're gonna have to take it slowly, but it's there. Again, there's an energy here where there's something that you're really passionate about, or there's something involving your children that you want to jump in with and you want to initiate. Maybe you just want to play more, you just want to have more fun. You just want to spend more time engaging with your children. But there are financial restrictions that are preventing you from doing so. The same thing could be said for hobbies, interests, things that you love to do because you love to do them. It's like you want to go out and just do that thing, but you know that your money is tied up in something else right now. And so you have to wait, you have to be patient, you have to sort of build on that hobby, that interest, that new venture very slowly and very methodically instead of just jumping in all at once. And it could even be like starting a business for Sagittarius. And it's like, yeah, I want to just jump in. I want to just do this business. I'm ready. I know what I want to do. I want to launch it. However, you still have to deal with your financial obligations that you already have. And there could be restrictions there, right? So you have to maybe work into it slowly and not just jump right in full time right away. Okay, and then for Capricorn and for Capricorn rising, this is happening in your sign. So lucky Capricorn again. But for Capricorns, you know, there is a need here to initiate something, or there's a feeling that you want to start something or engage with something involving your home, your family, your property, your place of living. There could be arguments and disputes in your home. There could be disruptions in the home. There could be something that requires or feels like it requires immediate action involving your family or your home or your property. However, it doesn't mean that even if you need to take action and even if you get started with it right now, it doesn't mean that it's going to be finalized or that you're going to be able to finish whatever it is that you started right away. So this is something that will take time. It will take effort. And it could even be like wanting to start some sort of, this would be a good time, or it would maybe not be a good time, but it would make sense that you might be starting some sort of maybe renovation project right now. And it's like, yeah, I want to jump in. I want to do it. But you have these responsibilities that you need to adhere to. There's something that's suppressing you. There's somebody or something saying no or causing delays. This is something that you're going to have to work through, work on, endure. These challenges will continue to come up, but as you continue to work through it, as you continue to make those small, steady efforts to reach your long-term goals and plans with your family, with what it is that you're trying to create for your home, you're going to start to see results, and it's going to feel easier and easier and easier. And by the time you're done with this, it's going to be kind of empowering. It's going to be like, okay, I dealt with all of that and look what I created. Oh my goodness. It felt like it was taking forever, but now that I'm here, look at all that I've done, right? And so there is going to be a payoff, I would say, for most people, but it is going to take some time. Okay, and then Aquarius and Aquarius rising. So for Aquarius, Mars is in your third house, the house of communication. So this is a time where you could have a lot of frustrating messages coming in, a lot of frustrated communication, a lot of arguments, disputes. People are going to be really short with you this week. And that could be a source of internal frustration, and it could cause you to just want to hide out and hide away and not talk to anybody. It could cause you to retreat or to procrastinate having the difficult or heavy conversations that you might need to have. If that's the case, ease yourself into it. Go slowly. You don't have to tell everyone everything all at once or make these plans and finalize them immediately. Think things out, make a plan, and start working toward it in slow, steady increments. This could also be some energy where you feel like you want to launch something involving a course, involving you engaging in some sort of new educational pursuit. This could also involve early childhood education. So this could involve your children, or maybe if you're a teacher. This could be like, I want to push in, I want to jump in, I want to get started with the school year, but I have a lot of internal hesitation, or there are a lot of rules, restrictions, and regulations that are weighing on me, and I don't know if I can handle this. If that is the case, work on getting out, work on changing things, right? Work on making those small changes every single day to get to your long-term goals, or to make things better for you or more suitable for you in the long term. This could also just be your mindset. Like, you could just feel super frazzled, super frustrated, super on edge this week. And, you could burn yourself out just by thinking, thinking and overthinking and just having so much mental activity that you cause yourself to have to retreat. It's like, I have to get away from everything. I have to block everything out. So just make sure that you're not overdoing it on the communication front, on the thinking front, on the education front. And this could even be, I would say this is not the best time for a short trip or for some sort of travel. Or if you have a grievance with your neighbor, maybe approach it gently or ease yourself into it. Just bring it up slowly, bring it up like kind of in passing, like in a nice, not passive aggressive way, and see where that goes and build from there, right? Don't just attack something head on right now. It's not time to do that. It's time to kind of take things slow. You'll get better results that way. All right. And then for Pisces and for Pisces rising. So for Pisces, this energy is happening in your second house. There's something maybe that you want to jump into or that you want to initiate involving your finances. It could be that you're really pushing forward or wanting to move forward with a major purchase, and you maybe need to recruit some help with that. Maybe you need to recruit some friends or some people in your network to help you to accomplish your goals, to help you to create a plan, to give you a little bit of an extra boost or an extra push. I would say that this is not a good time to loan money. I've been saying that to Pisces for a while. And probably don't borrow money from your friends either, because that would cause a lot of frustration. But, this is a time where you could utilize those really loyal, trustworthy friendships that you have in order to create a source of stability, in order to help you to find that foundation. Maybe they have resources, not financially, but maybe they have connections. So through your connections, you can find other connections to get what you want. This could also be you wanting to engage in something financial, like starting a new job or, investing money in something or creating a new financial plan or a better budget. There could be something that actually requires that you spend money on it. It's like all of a sudden you have this expense and it's just like all of a sudden it's here and it's like, oh my God, I have to pay for this right now. You don't necessarily have to do that. There might be other ways. And so thinking about how you can tackle this very slowly, very methodically, and again, how you can look to your support system, how you can look to your friends and your networks to help you and provide guidance and to provide that structure that you need in order to make the right decisions, in order to make the right moves and take the right action. I think that could be something to really think about for Pisces this week. Money will be, potentially a source of frustration for the next couple of months. It doesn't mean that you won't have money. It's just kind of like something's coming up, right? There's something that comes up and it's like, how do I deal with this? What should I do? What action should I take? And if you take immediate action right away and you don't plan it out and you want just instantaneous results, you're going to be met with a lot of no's, a lot of delays, a lot of frustration. This is something that it's going to take some endurance. It's going to take some patience, and it's going to take good quality action in small increments as opposed to one big action to just try to get it done all at once. All right. So that is my forecast for all 12 signs. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please like the video, subscribe to my channel so you never miss an astrology update, and share this with your friends if you feel like they could benefit from some of this information. We have a lot going on astrologically this year, and I just want to make sure that everybody understands what's going on so they can utilize the energy in the best possible way. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.